Come and take a ride with me. Welcome to my podcast. Call Wrestling Pedigree. It's the Rotz Report. Wrestling Pedigree.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of Wrestling Pedigree, the Rotz Report. I'm your host, Matty, with my co-host, the best thing in Idaho, Christopher Rotz. How are you, sir?
I am doing good, Matty. It's good to be back here for another week with the Wrestling Pedigree's Rotz Report, episode number 2. The first episode was last week, so if you didn't catch it, it's all up on YouTube and all the podcast episodes where you find podcasts these days. I'm ready to dive on into giving our review on wrestling these past couple of days.
So let's get right into it. We'll go on to Friday Night SmackDown. That was in Lyon, France. Amazing crowd in France, and especially in Lyon and Paris. Let's go into SmackDown. What was your review of SmackDown? What was your bits that you took away from it?
Well, my review on SmackDown, it was a great show from top to bottom. I was entertained by the John Cena Logan Paul segment. That was must see. They did a good job. I know Logan Paul, he needs to get his act together if he wants to come on in and be a part to the WWE family and the WWE ecosystem. But I'm going to give my hats off to John Cena to finally showing he finally apologized to the Belgium kid. What we saw when John Cena turned heel back in March at the Elimination Chamber, that I'm going to tell you, thank God John Cena finally apologized to the Belgium kid. It needed to happen. John Cena told the Belgium kid, I was having a bad day. I shouldn't have said things that I shouldn't be saying. Well, guess what? He was being in character. He was being a heel. And he has to do those types of things to get to the storylines that's going to be progressive into his heel turn. But now, him as a babyface, thank God he's loved again by many around the world. The tag match with the Street Profits versus Melodome Miz, that was a great match. I knew the Street Profits was going to win that match, get the tag team championship opportunity at Clash in Paris. But we'll talk into the Clash in Paris review when we get there. Also, another thing is Jay Cargill becoming #1 contender for Tiffany Stratton's women's championship. When are we going to see that happen? I feel we might get it at a random SmackDown episode, or they might want to get us to that match at WrestlePalooza on September 20th for the first ESPN premium live event. So they want to build that up big. So you might as well just put Tiffany and Jade on at WrestlePalooza, or they might do it for a random SmackDown. And also the main event, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, that was a great match. I'm shocked that they put the title on Sami Zayn. I know Triple H loves Sami Zayn, but I'm overhearing the reason that they put the title on Sami Zayn. It's because they're test running this as a way of saying, will Sami Zayn eventually becoming world champion down the road? This is going to be a test run to them. So hopefully this test run goes perfectly well for Sami Zayn, and we're just going to have to see who's going to be next in line to take on Sami Zayn as United States Championship. And I'm going to make a bold prediction. I know we had a heel as a champion with Solo Sikoa. We had a baby face with Sami Zayn. I feel they're going to give him a good amount of run with the champion. Eventually, who's going to have the person that's going to drop the United. I feel Sami Zayn is going to drop the United States champion down the road to a heel. And what better heel to have Sami Zayn drop the United States Championship to is Carmelo Hayes. I'm making a bold prediction right now that Carmelo Hayes is going to be the one to dethrone Sami Zayn as United States Championship. And that is my review on SmackDown.
I totally agree with the Sami Zayn. I wasn't surprised Sami Zayn won because of where they were. It has been building for amount of weeks between him and Solo. I feel we could see Sami Zayn dropping the title to um, Carmelo probably around December time, and then build up to the Royal Rumble. And then, in my opinion, I think Sami comes second in the Royal Rumble, wins that Elimination Chamber, and then challenges at WrestleMania that way. But the other SmackDown was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I feel Street Pro. Did you see the Street Profits on Friday? They weren't the same Street Profits we've seen before. There's a little hint, and obviously we'll talk about that in Clash. But there's a little hint on SmackDown about Street Profits. And so we need to definitely keep an eye on that. Great tag team match. Miz being a coward when the Wyatt Six was there. Jay Cargill will probably be facing Tiffany the SmackDown before WrestlePalooza because they usually do a title match before then. The rest of SmackDown was really good. I really enjoyed the general managers and Nick Aldis and that. So it's a really good SmackDown. But I always say the SmackDown makes really good if you have a really decent crowd. And obviously the Lyon crowd were phenomenal. John Cena saying sorry to the Belgian kid, and that Belgian kid becoming more famous after that for trying to take a picture of Julia. But Logan Paul, I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, but he's growing on me a little bit here because he's actually now doing actual WWE work. And I feel this John Cena we missed in the first 6 months, he's making up in tenfold now. So what would you do now after it's gonna be Cena versus Brock at WrestlePalooza? There's rumors that it was going to be. So after WrestlePalooza, who would you have John Cena face Survivor Series? Was it War Games? Or is it a one-on-one?
Well, here's my thinking about this whole entire thing. Yeah, we know we're going to get the John Cena Brock Lesnar match at WrestlePalooza. They're going to possibly make it a last man standing match. Hopefully they announce it on Friday on SmackDown or the following week, but I feel they're going to make the announcement on Friday with Cena Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. Now, I know John Cena is going to be taking the spotlight to Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. Now, the thing is this. I know John Cena is going to be on a Monday Night Raw episode later this month. So I'm going to have to see if something gives us like a inkling on who John Cena might face. But if I'm going to go out with the limb and I'm just going to say, let's give it one last time, John Cena versus AJ Styles at Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia, one last time.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that. I mean, Styles versus Cena at Perth will be amazing. Perth deserves, Australia deserves a match like on this caliber. So hopefully they do get it. Apart from the SmackDown, let's go on to Clash on Sunday. Clash in Paris, a phenomenal event, a loud event, and trust me, an energizing event. Because I was there and I was absolute. My voice went on Monday. Uh, I never ever been part of that crowd, and I loved it. And I wish American fans, you guys, take note and do that in Chicago on Friday. Let's look at Clash. So, your review of Clash in Paris.
Oh, it's I go?
Yeah, you go, Chris.
Okay.
You go.
Okay, hey, sorry about that.
That's
My
all right.
review on Clash in Paris, I thought it was a good show from top to bottom. The crowd was, I'm telling you, the crowd was loud. Every time they says, "Oh, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns," they have chant for every single WWE superstar imaginable. And then every time you hear the word phenomenal, they do lottie 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 whoa, whatever that chant is.
He is phenomenal. He is phenomenal.
That was, I'm gonna tell you, I thought the canvas were gonna be breaking at Clash in Paris. But from top to bottom, Clash in Paris was good. Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed. Unfortunately, I had Bronson Reed as my pick to win the match because I said to you last week that I feel they need to build the vision up strong going into War Games. And personally, that wasn't the case, but at the end, they did look strong by taking out Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is going to be going off filming his stuff for the Street Fighter movie. So I don't know what big role he has in the movie. So we wish him the best of luck filming the movie, and we'll probably get to see him back somewhere maybe end of October going into November, heading into War Games. If Roman Reigns wants to take down the Vision in a War Games match. So that's where I'm seeing it. The second match was the Wyatt Six Street Profits Tag Team Champions. I just really didn't care about that match. I didn't enjoy that match whatsoever. I'm happy with the Wyatt Six retaining the tag team championships. That was given. They were not going to take the titles off of Wyatt Six this soon and give it back to the Street Profits. But what you said beforehand about the Street Profits is that little tease. Are we going to get a split between Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits? I hope BFAB finds a way to get them back on the same page, get along with one another. But I feel eventually that's not going to happen. I feel a split with the Street Profits could indeed be on the horizon. Now, who do I feel that it's going to be going heel? I'm going to go out the limb. I'm going to say Montez Ford goes heel. I feel he will benefit on going heel than remaining as a baby face. So I'm predicting Montez Ford goes heel, and we could get Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, and then from there, maybe it's time that you push Montez Ford into a singles run and give him maybe a singles champion at the Intercontinental Champion or the United States Championship. So I feel Montez going heel would be the right choice to do. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, that was an all right match. It was an all right match. Becky Lynch retained. That was the right decision. Where does Becky go from heel? From here, they're gonna have to build up new competitors for Becky Lynch. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye out for that. The fourth match was the Donnybrook match, Sheamus Rusev. That was a great match between Sheamus and Rusev. I'm glad Sheamus made the right decision by putting over Rusev. That was Rusev's match to win. Because the thing is this, Rusev just came back to WWE, and if Rusev would have lost at Clash in Pairs, then why did you come back to WWE if you're going to keep on losing matches after matches after matches after matches, just like banger after banger after banger after banger, and also burger after burger after burger, and you know the routine with that. Now with Rusev getting the win over Sheamus, where do they go from here? I think it's time that you push Rusev to a mid-card championship, have him be a mid-card champion for now. I know the question on everybody's mind is, is Sheamus going to be teaming up with Rusev? I just don't really see it happening. I would love for them just to go be a singles competitors for now, but anything can happen in WWE. John Cena, Logan Paul, match of the night. That was match of the night. My hands were sweating through that whole entire match, and I just said to myself, please get this match over with. But there was match of the night. Unfortunately I picked Logan Paul to win because I thought it was going to be by the help of Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar did not show up at Clash in Paris. It was overseas, and John Cena got the win. I feel it was a right decision by have John Cena get the win over Logan Paul, and John Cena got his 99th win on a PLE in his WWE career. He's one win away from reaching 100. Will he get 100 at WrestlePalooza against Brock Lesnar? We're gonna have to find out and see. Now where does Logan Paul go from here? I don't really know. Maybe still teaming with Drew McIntyre for a while. Because I feel with Drew McIntyre or Logan Paul, I feel eventually those two are going to be breaking away, and we're going to eventually get a match between Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Where do I see that happening? I would save it for a WrestleMania with Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. So, because look at Logan Paul's track record at WrestleMania. He teamed with The Miz at WrestleMania 32. No, not 32, WrestleMania 38. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 39 had a great match with Seth freaking Rollins. WrestleMania 40, the triple threat with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And then WrestleMania 41, AJ Styles, you put him with Drew McIntyre, former world championships at WrestleMania. So I feel that would be a better way to have Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre for WrestleMania. Now the main event. The main event was good. I had Seth freaking Rollins retain the world champion. There is no way they're gonna take the title off of Seth after he just won the title at SummerSlam by cashing in against CM Punk. And we were all wrong about who was going to take the fall in the match. We all thought it was going to be LA Knight, but WWE swerved us and they had CM Punk. But the shocking part is I was overhearing the news about that WWE wanted to end Clash in Paris with a bang to have people get away from the Peacock era to go into the ESPN era. And the shocking part was Becky Lynch helping Seth freaking Rollins retain the world championship. And Becky Lynch is now a part of the Vision. Personally, Becky Lynch did not cross my mind on when we were doing the predictions, and then also Sunday when I was putting in my final predictions on the wrestling leagues that I'm in. And Becky Lynch was not one of those persons that came to my mind that was going to be a part of the Vision. But I have a gut feeling with her part of the Vision, it's going to be stronger than ever. And I feel we're going to be making history at Survivor Series War Games by having the first ever mixed War Games match, with Becky Lynch being a part in the men's side of things with the Vision. Now who's going to be a part of the other team? I just don't want to spoil anything as of now because I know I have a name in mind. And we know what's going to be heading towards Seth and Becky's way. CM Punk had a sign on the Clash in Paris post show. Please bring back AJ Lee. I wouldn't be surprised if we see AJ Lee this Friday on SmackDown in Chicago. But we'll talk about Monday Night Raw review when we get there. But overall thoughts, Clash in Paris was good, and that was my review on Clash in Paris.
So I'm with you. I thought Clash of Paris was phenomenal. I mean, it's one of the best times I ever been. I feel I was same as you. I had Bronson Reed, but I can see why they have Roman Reigns win and then get beaten up and then taken off for a month or so. It was quite an interesting angle why they got Jey Uso in there. I thought that was quite interesting how he got speared and then he was injured during the Fatal 4-Way. The Fatal 4-Way was really good. I didn't have Becky. I thought it was going to be Tony D'Angelo. I thought it was going to be him because he deserves a call-up. We haven't seen him since NXT sit down. But I'm looking forward to the storylines between Punk, Lynch, and Seth. Logan Paul versus John Cena was the match of the night for everyone, but it wasn't for me because the match of the night was Rusev versus Sheamus. I thought that was a banger. That was violent. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved that match. That match was storylined in perfect. But also with the John Cena and Logan Paul with the moves thief. I mean, we saw End of Days, Styles Clash, Anna Page's Lariat. We've seen multiple moves thieves that Cena had before, like have faced his opponents. So it's really nice to see that. I mean, I think you even saw a Tommaso Ciampa's finisher. So it's just crazy match. And Logan Paul's best match of his career, of his 25 matches that he's had. And John Cena's best match this year. I think that match overtook Cody Rhodes on SummerSlam. But Clash in Paris for me is one of the top pay per views of the year. WWE, it's just on fire at the moment when they do these PLEs. WrestlePalooza in about 17 days will be another banger, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store between Punk and Seth. But if it's not the person that no offense, WWE has leaked, well, not leaked, they accidentally revealed today in a deleted tweet who it may be. But if it's not AJ Lee, who would you have to team up with Punk?
I feel if it's not AJ Lee, I feel the most logic person that I could see teaming up with CM Punk is what we saw on Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley would team up with CM Punk, and we have to think about this. We saw Rhea Ripley facing Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40 for the Women's World Championship. So that could be like, okay, I'm going to say this, Rhea Ripley will probably team with CM Punk, but if it's AJ Lee, we'll be happy. If it's not AJ Lee, then they're going to put in Rhea Ripley.
So I think they might announce it to be Rhea Ripley, and then she gets attacked mysteriously, but we all know it'll be like Asuka because she's going to be in the storyline with Asuka in the next couple of months. And then it's 2-on-1. They don't know who. Like Punk just says, "Oh well, I got a plan B," and out comes AJ Lee. I think that will get more pop, more heat everywhere. I feel the crowd will go crazier more because they thought it would be Rhea, but it was AJ Lee. So I think that's another avenue WWE could go down. You mentioned Monday Night Raw, and I'll give my preview first of this because it'll be a short one because my voice went through that period. I thought the Monday Night Raw was really good. I love the AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio match. I thought that was a really good match. Showed Dominic to be one hell of a dominant opponent. We were singing throughout that match are phenomenal. He is phenomenal. Chant for at least 10 minutes. The main event, Jey Uso at LA Knight versus the Bron. I thought that was a really good tag team match. I'm mostly happy now that Jimmy's back. And we got the Usos versus the Bron, probably at WrestlePalooza. And that adds on more to what you were saying about War Games, this Survivor Series coming. The Bailey coming back in the next couple of weeks. Another segment on that with Lyra being really cringy, which I love Lyra to be really cringy. And just the dominance, absolute dominance of Monday Night Raw at the moment. Even though it's a 2.5 hour program, it keeps getting better. And I cannot wait when we have other wrestlers call up from NXT that it'll get much more better. But how do you feel your review on Monday Night Raw in Paris?
Well, before I want to give my review on Monday Night Raw, I want to ask you this question, if I'm allowed to.
No.
My question is, and let's talk about the CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch stuff. before my review on Monday Night Raw. I know they're going to go to SmackDown's in Chicago. And we all think, oh, it's going to be Rhea Ripley, that they're teaming up with CM Punk. Do you feel that they should have AJ Styles? No, not AJ Styles, but AJ Lee come back this Friday on SmackDown? Or would you rather have AJ Lee come back the night of WrestlePalooza to get that big pop on AJ Lee's return ahead of time? Where do you stand on that?
I would bring her out Friday, and then on Monday Night Raw, Seth and Becky will just be hiding. Because Adam Pearce can make a match, like Becky defend her title, or Rollins defend his title on Raw, or a match on Raw, and then it'll be the loudest pop. I don't know where Raw is on Monday, but it'll be one of the loudest pops to see Punk and AJ Lee come out. But to do it in Chicago is obvious why, but I really hope it's AJ Lee. If not, Rhea Ripley will be really good, and then get Rhea Ripley and Punk at WrestlePalooza. Rhea Ripley gets attacked. Then 2-on-1, bring out AJ Lee, dominance, win the match, and then if we do get that War Games, which you said a mixed War Games, that'll be the most craziest shit WWE has done in a while, to have a mixed War Games. But yeah, whatever happens on Friday is going to get more views for the USA Network.
Oh, yes, it will be. So now my review on Raw. Raw was pretty good. What we saw at the ending with Jey Uso teaming with LA Knight. Yeah. Against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Personally, I'm happy with Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed gained the win. They attacked LA Knight and Jey Uso at the end. And with Jimmy Uso coming back into the mix, I think Jimmy Uso is going to be officially a new member of Monday Night Raw moving forward. And it's going to be the Usos against Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed at WrestlePalooza. That will probably be a good tag match. We had Finn Balor against Dragon Lee. I'm going to give credit to Dragon Lee for putting on a good match with Finn Balor. I'm happy that Dragon Lee is getting showcased in WWE recently with all his good work with Triple A. So caps off to him. We also had the Kabuki Warriors versus Raquel and Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day. That was a good match. The Kabuki Warriors got the win. We saw the stare down with Rhea and Asuka. And I just feel eventually the Kabuki Warriors are going heel. I feel Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to go heel. And that's going to give questions to Io Sky. Where's Io Sky's alliance is going to be? Is Io Sky going to go with Asuka and the Kabuki Warriors, or is Io Sky going to go with Rhea Ripley? I think Io and Rhea are going to be a tag team. And personally, if they become a tag team, that tag team is going to do great things in WWE. And I could see Rhea and Io Sky becoming the tag team champions down the road if they book it correctly. Next up, we got the CM Punk segment with Becky Lynch. I was just saying, oh my gosh, when Punk says Seth is hiding behind your back, you're protecting your hot husband. And then Seth came out, and then Becky just keeps on slapping Punk right in the face, and Punk didn't like it whatsoever. I just hope Friday on SmackDown, if it does happen, AJ Lee's return, AJ Lee's going to go off on Becky Lynch, and we're going to be all seated for it on Friday night if it does happen. And also another thing with CM Punk talking to Adam Pearce and says, hey, Adam, where's SmackDown at on Friday? Adam Pearce saying it's in Chicago. Home sweet home. Why? CM Punk says tremendous. And then Adam Pearce saying, what does that mean? That was funny. And then also we forgot to mention Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. That was a good match. I wanted AJ Styles to pick up the Intercontinental Championship if this was going to be his last run in WWE before he hangs it up. But it's not time for AJ Styles to be champion. Instead, we had El Grande Americano, tall El Grande Americano, not the second, the third, the fourth. Personally, El Grande Americano is just becoming a family these days. But I feel with Dominic and El Grande Americano, I feel that is going to work because of we have a week from Friday. Next Friday, we have Wars Collide from Las Vegas as Dominic takes on the Kingo for the AAA Mega Championship. And I am predicting next Friday night, Dominic Mysterio finally becomes the AAA Mega Championship by the help of El Grande Americana. So that's where I'm seeing it all happen for Dominic next Friday. And that's going to be my review on Monday Night Raw.
I think Becky in the Vision is a good move for her. I think for the last month or so she was lacking, and obviously try to get herself important by saying stupid things like she did about Ozzy Osbourne. But I think her in the Vision, she gets more heat, more heel privileges. That segment with Punk was her best work she's done in years. So I look forward to what she does, especially if she's having a promo with AJ Lee or even Rhea Ripley. I agree with you. I think Dirty Dom will win the Mega AAA next Friday. It's going to be a really great show. We'll do the review on that also. It's just also the El Grande Americano, like you mentioned. I feel Kaiser doing this is a better El Grande Americano more than Chad Gable. I feel he's more entertaining and a bit more of a luchador jumping around. So I hope he's on the Worlds Collide next week. Talking of Worlds Collide, because there will be some NXT guys there. Let's jump into NXT. A crazy show from start to finish. What is your take on NXT last night?
Well, my review on NXT was great last night. I saw my second ever speed match with Candice LeRae versus Zaya Brookside. They put on a great match. Candice LeRae gained the win. That was the right decision for them to do. And next week, we're going to get a AAA talent against Laney Reed next week. I'm predicting Laney Reed's going to get the win and go off to take on Candice LeRae the following week to see who's going to go off to take on Sol Ruka for the Speed Champion at NXT No Mercy. What else did we see? The Trick William segment that was great. When I heard the music and I says, whose music is this? And it dawned on me, and I saw the letters DIY, and I said, "Oh my God, that is DIY's old theme song." So I don't know if this theme song is going to be a one-off or if they're going to be using this permanently. I don't know, but with DIY coming back, it made perfect sense because they debuted in NXT couple years ago, back in 2000. I don't know how many years they said. And we got in 2 weeks the NXT Homecoming from Full Sail University. So I could see DIY being a part of the NXT Homecoming by having DIY going against Trick Williams. And the big question is, who's going to be teaming up with Trick Williams? And I feel the obvious choice that I could see them pulling is have Trick Williams team with Carmelo Hayes. Have them reunite Trick Mello Game for one night only to take on DIY at NXT Homecoming from Full Sail University. The main event match was good. The 8-man tag match. Hank and Tank got the win by the help of Joe Hendry. And personally, I will always believe in Joe Hendry. They got the win, and I feel Hank and Tank, they want to get their hands on the NXT Tag Team Champions again. I see that happening. Maybe they do it at NXT Homecoming, or they might save the Hank and Tank Dark State NXT Tag Team title match, possibly for No Mercy, to have them have a rematch for the Tag Team Championships. And also the Callie Armstrong Jordan Grace match. That was good. It was a good showing from Callie Armstrong, but Jordan Grace, she's the juggernaut of WWE. Got done with Blake Moreau. So Blake Moreau, Jordan Grace feud is going to continue. And I saw Blake Moreau bleeding. I just said, oh my God, this is bringing up what I had a witness from Blake Moreau in her AEW match against Timeless Tony Storm at Revolution, where I saw Blake Moreau in bloody mess. And I said, oh my gosh, that reminded me of Revolution. So those two are going to continue their feud. And that's just my take on NXT. And also, Lash Legend, Jada Parker, that was a good match. Lash Legend gained the win. Yeah, I feel it was a good decision, but I would just had Jada Parker gain the win. But what we saw, the aftermath, they're not done with one another whatsoever. So that's going to be my review on NXT.
I thought the NXT was a really good show. The Last Legend, Jada Parker, Miss Parker, storyline is going on really well. Great win for last night, but Jada Parker got the last laugh on that night, putting her through the barrier. I really enjoyed the segment between Ethan Page and Ava and Heights. We got a flag match next week, and I think it's the first time in a very long while we had a flag match in WWE. So that's going to be
I
interesting.
feel like sorry if I'm interrupting, but the last time I feel we had a flag match, I'm going to say is was possibly back in 2017 at Battlegrounds where we had John Cena versus Rusev.
Yeah, I think it's around that time. It was around that time when John Cena just won the US title off Rusev, and they're doing that rivalry after. So, yeah. But it's been a long while. I mean, very, very long while. The Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe rivalry is heating up. I'm really liking that. Massive, massive shout out to Callie Armstrong. What I watched her on Evolve, she is going to be a diamond in the rough in NXT and in WWE in years to come. But like you said, that look on Blake Monroe after her mouth was bleeding, that we've seen that look in AEW. I do not want to be Jordan Grace at the moment. The main event for me was unbelievable. I love the finish. WWE are literally capitalizing now on every time you call his name, he will appear quite literally. And to have Hanky Tank call his name and he comes out to help him was genius and great camera work because it went straight to him. Kind of interesting that Burt State took the loss, but we'll see what they do in the next few weeks before the next pay per view until No Mercy. But another match quickly shout out was not match, it was a segment. Well, actually, it was kind of straight into a match. It was Jovan Evans and Josh Briggs segment. They really are putting a rocket behind Josh Briggs now. So he come out, beat the crap out of Jovan, put him through, chokes him through a steel chair. He has a match with Andre Chase, beats Andre Chase, choke slams his boys through tables and on the floor. Dominance. Literally a one show, Josh Briggs takes out 4 men. And then next week we got Josh Briggs versus Javon Evans. That match is going to be bouncy. So really, really good 2-hour show on NXT.
And also next week on NXT, we're going to get a number 1 contenders triple threat match between Fatal Influence, Tatum Paxton and Izzy Dame, and we got Sol Ruka and Zarya. The winners of that match will get a future NXT tag team. No, not NXT, but the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. I feel that tag team championship match is going to happen at NXT Homecoming. I think it's going to happen at NXT Homecoming, and I'm going to make a bold prediction on who I feel is going to win next week's triple threat match to determine the number 1 contenders. I'm going with Fatal Influence to win.
Wow. Really? Wow. I would have gone for Saruka and Zara. But anything is really good. Whoever wins that, they ain't going to win the titles because, like you said, it's NXT Homecoming. It's going to probably be defended on. You got 2 of the best female wrestlers to come out NXT to come back home in Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So whoever faces them ain't going to beat those two. So yeah, it's going to be a great match where it is, and it's elimination. So that match is going to carry on anyway because whoever gets pinned, they just go back to the locker. We could get Izzy and Tatum versus Fatal Influence in the final two, and so Ruka be the first eliminated. Do not know, but it's going to be a brilliant match card next week. Once again, anything else you want? Any news?
I think that is it, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I think that is covered. A crazy weekend. Yeah, crazy week in professional wrestling. We're taping now on Tuesday. Oh, sorry, on Wednesday. So we're right before AEW Dynamite, which is once again in the ECW arena. So that is going to be reviewed next week. Oh, see, Friday Night SmackDown is going to be reviewed next week. It's just a crazy time in wrestling, and then we're just having fun talking about wrestling on this show, on the Rotz Report. There'll be more episodes coming. This will be available in the next probably about another 20 minutes until it goes hot live on it. A massive heartfelt love goes out to Psycho Stu. So anyone that knows Psycho Stu with the Roger Jackson stuff, he's been discharged and he's healthier now. So massive love for him. And if you are a wrestling fan and you have some spare time, support your indies. Let's always support your indies. Rotz is the same with me. We would just support your local indies. So for that, how do we find you, Mr. Rotz, on social media?
Well, where you guys could all find me at on social media is on my Instagram, CMROTZ_1316. Thank you, Roman Reigns, for giving us 1,316 days as the greatest modern day world champion in the history of WWE. My Facebook is Christopher Rotz. My X account is CRotz24. The 24 is for the late great Kobe Bryant. That's where you guys can find me at on my social media. So just hit me up. I'm always down on talking anything about like life, wrestling, sports, football, basketball, TV shows, movies, music, video games, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm all ears. Thank you once again for another successful episode 2 of Rotz Report. Can't wait for many more episodes to come.
Thank you, Chris. Me and Chris are part of a wrestling prediction league called NWL. If you see in the corner just by my head, there's a QR code. If you scan that code, it will take you to our Facebook page where we're still looking for participants to join. I think we've got like 75, 76 now, but anyone's welcome. Just fill out the form and then we'll get back to you. You'll find Wrestling Pedigree on all your podcast outlets. Find us on YouTube. As soon as this show ends, you'll see where we are. We're on Instagram, Wrestling Pedigree 92. It's the username for YouTube, and just find us anywhere because I'm always on X. Chris is always on Facebook and Insta, so you can't miss us. And anything to do with wrestling, we're there. So once again, thank you for watching and listening to this program. Thank you once again, Chris, my co-host, the one that always believes. And we will join you next week, and we'll talk about another crazy week in professional wrestling. Cheers, guys.